Hello, welcome back. You're here with Bravo. And Outpost Bravo here on Satisfactory, Update 6 Experimental. And as you can see, I've gone ahead and completed the walls on the level, on the basic furnace level. And moved up to the next level where I have my reinforced plating, modular frames, smart plating over the back, and rotors. So, as I tried to explain in episode 1, was I have a lot of my logistics running on the underside of the floor. So from here I can show you better detail. I have the screws being constructed here. They come up the belts and then up to the assemblers up top. And I kind of like that because it looks neat, it looks tidy. You have the pathways going through your factory, belts overhead. I think it looks nice. And as you can see, I've gone through and done the spaces, the cutouts for all my logistics. So now there's no clipping through the floors like you saw in episode 1 that I received a bit of backlash from, but that's fair enough. So now I have them going through like this, but I still have no main support structure underneath. I haven't unlocked any architectural yet, so I would like to get the sink going, putting the higher level materials in once they've backed up in the storage, and I'll start unlocking more buildings to get this looking a bit more structurally sound. So with episode 3, my main goal is to just get all these assemblers underway on this level, which is nearly done, but I want to bring in another copper line and do copper sheet down the end here. I also want to, over in this area above the concrete production, I want to start doing the quartz crystal and the silica. And the reason I want to do it in this corner is because I have the quartz nodes just down there. So if I bring them up through here, you know, bring them up the bottom of the base, I'm thinking maybe like next to the concrete there, the limestone, coming straight up into the constructors here and storing that, ready to move up the next level. Another one I want to do is maybe get the Caterium wire constructed. I'm pretty certain that's a Caterium node over there on that cliffside. There's also the sulfur, 2 sulfur nodes. Yeah, so 3. I have 3 nodes close by. Just gonna mark these. So I like to try and go for a gold colour, because I normally put yellow for sulfur. The other one is here. Yeah. Okay. So as you can see, I've got the copper nodes here marked out. One over there, one over there. Now I've got the Caterium node here, 2 times there. Got this pod, 10 times gunpowder, 7 times steel in this pod's complete. And that's how I like to mark out my map, especially. Just for ease of use, I can just open my map, I know that in that direction, those are Caterium nodes. And also the same, if I'm looking around and I see a node, let's say for such the Caterium over there, I can go, oh, I'm not sure what that is. Instead of going through these to work out what it is, if I already have it marked in the map, I can go, that's Caterium node. Okay. I'd like to get the sulfur up here too. I really want to push to complete phase 1 in the space elevator, which I constructed. Trying to get to coal power. So these assemblers here are the smart plating. I want to get those happening. I need to get more screws. I really want to push for logistics Mark 3 to get my screws up, because at the moment I've upgraded my belt line here to Mark 2, which is 120 per minute, but I'm currently making 450 per minute screws. So if I can get to a Mark 3 belt, which is 270 per minute, oh sorry, 240, so, yeah, 240 per minute, at least that will speed up production of my reinforced plating, because at the moment I'm splitting screws on a 120 per minute belt, so 60 to go on here, 60 to go onto rotors, so it's not really efficient, but I have the infrastructure in place so I can upgrade those belts and then it will optimize construction. Built this little platform down here for the space elevator, and it's on top of another room. And the reason I've built it like this is because it's out of the way. It's such a big structure, it's out of the way, and I thought, well, I'll put it out there because I do intend to run ramps downstairs. So I've built this room coming off the main area, moved my solid biofuel automation to here, along with the biofuel burners are here, and I've got it floating at the moment. I'll do all the walls and I'll do all the concrete pillars to make it look structurally sound and like it's not just floating in mid-air with such a big structure on it. We'll fix all that. But I brought it out this way because I thought if I do the ramps going all the way down there, I can bring all that ore down there, up through this structure, and along this area, even along the backside. Actually, I have to make it wider here, out to there. So if I go walls out to here, then the foundations across here are 3 wide to bring ore in. You know, iron ore, copper ore, if it's Caterium or quartz, or I wouldn't bring oil up here. I'd probably build another oil processing plant elsewhere and bring in the rubber and plastic, bring it in as I need it. So I know that there is coal to the west. There's about 4 nodes in one location, so I'll probably turn that completely into a power generation facility. And I'm going to go architectural on that. I want to make it look like an actual, you know, powerhouse. And I'll probably do a separate video on that, architectural builds. But I know that there is coal to the east. Right, not there, it's over this way. I haven't been there just yet, but over here, there's 4 nodes in one area. And I know that there is about 6 nodes of iron here. So if I bring that coal over to the iron, do steel production here, then bring steel pipe and beam over to my main factory, rather than bringing the coal and the iron ore here, then producing steel here, I'll just produce it over there, bring it here, already constructed into steel beam and steel pipe for use in next building. So this is the example. You just click map, and I know that that is Caterium nodes. Because I was unsure at first, I didn't realise it was so close. So there's that one there. Oop. Yep, yeah. Sorry, that one there, and up there with the rock on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll zip it forward now, and I'll complete this level, and I'll come back and explain to you and show you what I've done in that process. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, bit of a difference now, just a huge concrete rectangle, and that's how I like it. A big box full of factories. We've got the Caterium miner right here, loading that straight in there. Coming up, I'm doing quick wire at the top, on the second level, sorry. Got unlocked the Xeno Basher, that's been a big help now with all the hogs. And I also got blade runners, so I can move a lot faster. So, like I said, I like to get the concrete pillars in, put them in and make it look like it's actually supported. Obviously that's still a big area, you know, but I like to think those supports are holding up the structure. It's better than just this floating out in the middle of nowhere. Again, you could just have it floating out in the middle of nowhere, it's not a big drama, but I just like to have something into place to make it feel somewhat realistic and structural. Got raw quartz coming in, feeding up. And I'll go through a quick tour on how I've set it up there. Finished encasing my ramp down to the bottom. Down to the bottom levels. All the way down there. Okay, comes up. Extends back into the rock cliff there, and then I've got the space elevator on top of that. I do want to fix this ramp up, make it look a bit better, but I'll get to that later on. As you can see, I've left the hub on this level, and I'm just going to build up and around it so that can fly up out of the factory itself. I've never done that before, thought that might be cool. Be a bit of waste of space, but I'm not concerned. We'll just build more, right? So, not much has changed on this level, except a little bit of spaghetti going around up on the roof here, but that's how I like it. Have all your factories on, you know, segregated in these areas, in the designated areas, then have the belts feed up and across the roof. If any of you sort of wonder how I do it, it's quite simple. You just use your conveyor lift holes, okay, and where you want it to go through, just try and make it a bit easier. So let's say if I was trying to find this one here, I could just put that back, and then I put these in thinking, oh yep, I'm going to put it there. Well, to get your belt lined up perfectly so that you can put this in and then build those on, let's say if I was going to go anyway, sorry, I was going to go here, so it's going to go up through there in that location, and that's roughly where I want it up top. Well, I'd put another one right next to it like this, and then I would run my belts, I'd run them belts into it, so I'd come from a location over here into this, then I would destroy this when the belt's built. You don't have to destroy these right now. Then I would destroy this, And then I would use this and connect it to the belt and go up through the floor to the height that I want. And it's slightly hard to explain, but let's do a little test over here really quickly. So I have this coming through. Let's say it has an ore on it. And it's coming through the top, coming down through the floor there. And I want it to go up here. I mean this is center of this. So up top, if I go up top really quickly, you'll see the holes up here. So let's say the ore is going in here and I want it to come out here. If you want this to come out here but want to connect it to the belt without the floor being there, I mean you could just use these, but sometimes I like just to have it open, especially for early game. You can connect your belt directly to it and see, this is what I was trying to say, when you destroy that and destroy this, destroy that, when you put this on, it's on the back edge of the wall. But if you want this center, so see how it's when you connect it to the belt it's on the far right side, but you want, let's say if you want this center, okay, let's put that back in there, put one of these back up here, but then go right next to it, okay, run that in, destroy that, take up the floor, then you can connect that. And then go to whatever height you want. So I normally like to go in at the same level. You could go higher, and then people like to have them moving underneath your belt. But because I have my designated areas, I have no need to go in there, and if I did, I'd just jump up and over. But some people like building their belts above head height so they can run under them, but I choose to avoid running belts directly through or over these pathways. I'd rather go up and over or down and come up from underneath. So I just run at this height, and then no matter, I know it sort of clips through the wall there, but it doesn't clip into the actual belt. And I quite like this design. It looks like it's the wall's actually supporting the belt line, and the actual belt is just floating straight over. And it's not, I don't feel like it's clipping to me, but that's how I'd get that center. So let's say if you had two belts wanting to come off, you know, one over this side, one over this side, you could line up the holes and set it up for those. Anyways, a lot of people would rather just run these. Like if you have these available, why not just run these? I do. I definitely do just run those, but I do like to have the open holes as well. There we go. See, I like to have the open holes, and you can see the floor below. That's just how I like to design it. Okay, so down here we have the Caterium orb being furnace and then turned into quick wire. I'm just going to let that stock up, and in the meantime I'm going to sink the leftover Caterium ingots. Now I don't bother sinking the wire because the wire is worth only half the points. So I think Caterium ingot off memory is 42 points. And I'm pretty sure quartz crystal is 48 points, or it could be vice versa. So I'm sending quartz crystal straight over, as well as Caterium ingots, and I'm not worrying about silica because I think it's about 17 points, so it's not really worth it. I mean I could because it's fully backed up here, like why not just sink it if it's excess, right? I'm not in a huge rush for the points, so I'm happy just to leave this running while I go do other things. So I've got everything sort of backed up. I haven't got these going into boxes yet, and stuff backing up isn't what you want to do in this game, but I want to do smart plating into a storage container, just so I can keep going with phase 2 in the space elevator. The reason I'm letting that back up is because I need more reinforced plate to build belts and build the constructors. Constructors need them and assemblers need 8. So rotors are still backing up. Okay. Which means I want them still constructing. So I've let smart plating just stop for now, and I can grab it out of the assemblers as I need them. And this can just keep producing and stockpiling that. Over here I built a sort of 1-to-1 ratio. So in here I've got screws being made at 60 per minute, and that's overclocked at 120%. And then I've got steel plate being overclocked to 30 plate per minute instead of 20, which is 150%. That goes into an assembler. This is just at 100%, but it's perfectly ratioed, so it's 5 plate per minute. This will give you 6. This is using currently 45, 15, so 60 steel ingots per minute. So this side is using 60 ingots per minute, which is 120 ore per minute, and that's exactly how much I have coming in off one node, one pure node from downstairs. So this node to these furnaces to reinforced plate is perfectly ratioed. Now obviously when I get to Mark II miners, it'll go to 240, so I'm just going to extend these out, doubling it up, and then I'm going to probably overclock these again and try and get the ratio to match, but see if I can do that perfectly. If not, I'll have to just probably either move it over here and extend my entire reinforced plating to this entire area, because I'm not using this. I was going to use this for quartz, but this just wasn't enough room. It just wasn't enough room, and I didn't really want to extend this way, so I thought I'd take the quartz. Instead of coming up this way with the quartz, I went all around and came up over there. So just below me is concrete, so I don't need to bring that up until I'm doing encased concrete beams. So if I do extend this and just start building a lot more reinforced plate, it'd probably be better off than trying to squeeze in something over there. So yeah, this is it so far. Only episode 3, still got plenty to go. I did unlock coal. I unlocked coal power, so I've built a little coal generation plant over here. Haven't actually gone architectural and designed much of it yet of how I want it to look. I've just sort of laid it out, the basic for now, and got it all working and looked alright. Water pumps underneath, and I'll show you all that. So I built it over here. Now it can fit, this can run, well, once I get Mark II miners and sort out everything else, I can have 32 coal power plants running off the 4 nodes of coal over there. If I worked it out properly. I just did a quick maths in my head, so I've only got 12 running at the moment, which is fine, and the reason for that is because I'm running 6 on each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. So I'm running 6 off one pipeline, another 6 off one pipeline, and I did 3 water extractors, water extractors per side, and just underclocked them slightly. And then I have one pump on the line there, pumping it up. Yep, and the coal coming in. So I've got these 2 here coming in on the left side, and then there's another 2 over there coming in on the right side. again, like it's just floating in mid-air, so I do want to go through and fix that up. I will definitely go through and fix that up. And then I want to get tilted roofs on top, extend the whole walls a bit higher, try and make these smoke towers look like somewhat decent coming through the roof. I want to make it like a factory. It's got one side sloped and then down, sloped and then down, sloped and then down. I don't know, so here we go. I want to sort of design that and make it look like a actual factory house. Like the stamps here, there's a little factory symbol. Yeah, like that. There we go, like that. That's what I want to do. Have like glass windows and stuff, and then have stacks coming up on one side. So there we go. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm just going to zip it forward here a bit, try and do some optimization and finish building this structure, and then we'll come back and I'll just go through again what I've done. And if I haven't explained anything in the video or you want me to go into more detail, please just leave a comment on the video and I'll make sure to rectify that either in my next video or I'll do one separately on designs and structures. But okay, I'll be right back. And the powerhouse is finished. It took close to 6 to 8 hours because I had to unlock steel, and I have completed my steel factory, so I'll do a tour on that in my next episode. But to end this episode, I'm going to just go through a rundown of the powerhouse. So I ended up putting 24 coal generators in there, and it's producing 1800 megawatt, and that'll do me for a fair while longer. So I put catwalks in, thought it looked pretty cool, and I really like it. I really do. They come up really nice. It's all, everything's running perfectly fine here. Got the nodes all upgraded and all the belts upgraded to using steel beam. So I went and upgraded the miners to Mark IIs, and then upgraded the belts. Down here we have 6 either side water extractors. Bring it up via 4 lines. So we've got these 4 here. Then I join them on either end. So these last 12 are not connected to this first 12. But I join them at the ends of the runs. So the water comes up this pipe, goes along the line, and then joins down the end here. And this is just to sort of loop it back around. So I'm really happy how this come up. I could have run the water and the coal down the back so you don't see it, and then had a clean walkway in between the coal generators, but I don't mind doing this. This is fine. Looks really industrial. Okay, so I'll end the episode there, and I'll come back with episode 4, and that'll be steel production, and I'll go through that. Hope you enjoyed watching. Please like and subscribe if you like the movie, and I'll bring out more. And check out the other videos I have as well. I'll be releasing a lot more content. So thank you very much for watching.